ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BNWYDSE episode 11. I'm Tim, with me Troy.
Hi.
And Joseph.
Hello.
With this podcast was delayed for multiple reasons. We've been busy little bees over the weekend with filming and things like that. So
And the things we said in the previous time we recorded this are kind of outdated now, so we figured, what the hell? Let's just record a new one. So this is Tuesday, I think, right? Today's Tuesday.
This is real-time podcasting.
Yeah.
Except this will still be up on,
Yeah.
not Tuesday, but whatever.
So before we get into the thick of it here, we figure we might go ahead and address the thing that's going on.
We are definitely aware of the stabbing that took place in Wisconsin, and while we aren't going to make some sweeping statement or go into a long discussion about it, we just did want to clarify what this does to the production of Marble Hornets, which...
or rather the schedule, I guess.
Right. And the short of it is not much. We do feel that until it dies down just a little bit, we are going to push back the next entry just a little bit. But other than that, we aren't going to end the series prematurely.
No.
We aren't going to, change what we were doing anyway. So we're just pushing back the next entry just a little bit, and that's all there is to it. We aren't going to be making any further comments about it. We aren't going to be doing any interviews with people. That's what we have to say about it.
That's all we have to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shitty thing that happened. That's all I can say about it. It sucks. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to something more positive, I guess, which is the podcast itself.
And number one thing on our agenda, which is super positive, is of course the Kickstarter.
Yeah, we finished the Kickstarter.
No, the first of the things that we talked about on the original recording that is now outdated which
was back on Friday, which is when we usually record it.
It was back on Friday, and I think it was down at like 65,000 or something like that.
Yeah, and in that podcast we were like, it's not gonna. There's no way we're gonna get the 70,000 stretch goal. Like, what? Thanks anyway, everyone.
It was still good,
Yeah, it was still like, we weren't expecting this to happen. We knew it was a long shot. Thanks so much for everything you did. And then, like, while we were shooting over the weekend, we were just Joseph just had his phone out the entire time watching the Kickstarter.
I watched the timer click down. I even have a screenshot of it when it hit 0.
Yeah, we paused. We were filming some stuff, and we sort of paused for a few minutes so we could count down. We were all just gathered around Joseph's phone watching it, just going,
You
guys showed us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
$10,000 in the last 3 days. That's ridiculous.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Everyone we talked to, I guess our Kickstarter coach that we were talking to before we started it said, like, there's going to be a spike at the end of it, so don't throw in the towel in case something isn't happening. And I didn't entirely believe him until now. So thanks for blowing us away, everyone. You're all the best, and I hope that we live up to what you have given us.
Yeah,
it's really hard to say thank you because there's like no words that actually describe what
how
feels
excited
like.
We are about this. It's just
it's like this is just something.
This is just the best.
Words, man. Can't think about it. But from the bottoms of our hearts, thank you. To think that 5 years ago it was just me and Troy doing something after I got off work at like 9:30 at night. It's like, all right, come on over. And
let's do this stupid thing that isn't going anywhere.
Let's put some stuff on some note cards.
I'm like, all right, let's hurry this up. I got a World of Warcraft raid to get to. And now it is literally our jobs. Mind blowing.
You're helping us continue to do this, and that's really awesome. We're super lucky people.
It's all it's been on DVD for a while already now, but I don't know, for some reason it just feels more legit this time. Maybe it has something to do with
we're doing everything now.
Yeah, that, and I don't know, for some reason in my head, like, DVD's one thing, but for some reason Blu-ray just feels like
we're in the future,
because not that many people have like Blu-ray burners, and like, I mean, they exist and everything, but they're not nearly as common. It's like you don't have, I've got this stack of burned Blu-rays in my house. It's like something about that feels a little fancier, I think.
Do you like boxed PC games? Are those still DVD discs, or are some of them Blu-ray discs like PS3 games?
I haven't bought a boxed PC game.
That's why I'm asking. I don't know.
I think they are still DVD because mostly because of most people don't have Blu-ray drives.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that,
so
I guess that's why people don't have Blu-ray drives.
I think the last hard copy of a game that I bought was like Dragon Age, the first one.
I think the newest PC game that I have that was in a box was Star Wars Battlefront 2, and that's not even a good one. That's not even on DVDs, I don't think. I've got to have one somewhere, but whatever.
Oh, is that on just regular CDs?
Oh yeah, there was like 6 of them. It was on a big spool because they had like the really thick cases.
I think Dragon Age was on CDs actually. Huh.
I don't know.
It was like 6 CDs, and they were just on a big stack with a big spool.
I know that back when I played WoW, the installation disc, there were like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And those were CDs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then,
which is kind of mind-blowing if they fit all of vanilla World of Warcraft on 5 CDs. I thought it'd be more than that, actually, because it's really huge. I don't know. I
wonder if it's different just because it's in
a server
MMO.
Inside. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I know what I'm talking about, as usual. Anyway, sorry to talk about video games there. I broke our rule.
Oh,
that's okay.
Crap.
Not really our rule, but our suggestion.
Yeah. Our self-suggestion.
Yeah. So I've been playing Watch Dogs. You want me to tell you about it? No. I have, though. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then along with of course, Marble Hornets things, we also have THAC updates as well.
Yes,
trying to keep that train rolling.
Including this podcast. We are a lot busier all of a sudden than
this summer's going to be nuts.
Yeah, than I thought we would be. Just this week. But I'm going to push to have part 2 of the Tom and Jerry Dosorama that Tim and Joseph did posted. It's part 2 of 3.
Yeah,
it wasn't intended to be that way.
It didn't feel like it went that long.
It accidentally.
Time flies when you have fun.
Well, I don't know if I go that far, but
I had fun. I wasn't playing it though.
Yeah, I just stopped the recording and I just looked at Joseph and I just said, "This says it's 59 minutes, so we're gonna have to split that up."
It was a few seconds shy of an hour, so I'm gonna split it into 30-minute increments. There's gonna be 3 parts of this.
It's an epic.
This mouse epic, yeah. Like the word epic is tossed around a lot, but we're using the literal version of this. It is an epic tale of cat and mouse.
Tail?
Shut up.
Tail?
I've never pulled a clump of my own hair out with my bare hands, but I came really close during that.
I can always tell when you're really frustrated because you always make a very specific noise. You always go.
Well, have you gotten to working on the part 3 stuff yet?
No, not yet.
It gets worse.
Yeah,
it gets a lot worse.
Is a doozy.
Yeah. I saw something with ghosts. I don't know, ghosts flying around.
That's just
okay.
One thing.
I'm pretty sure that in itself tacked on about 20 minutes
Probably.
to it because.
So that's the preview of the upcoming Dosoramas. I think I saw ghosts.
Yeah.
And Tim went. So that's a good sign.
Yep.
So part 2 of that's coming up. I had to do the little drawings and stuff over it that I don't know if people even see, but
someone in the comments
they're
said
literally the best part about it.
Yeah.
Because I know we aren't that interesting.
Someone in the comments said whoever does the drawings is the funniest person in THAC. So congratulations!
Yay!
You get a sticker.
Official.
I take that award very seriously. I have it hanging up behind my desk right now.
He reminds us.
Yep. Just letting you guys know, I'm the most important part of this whole group.
Have that hanging next. Stick that. Just screenshot that comment and then stick it in the frame with that little the silver YouTube play button.
Yeah,
which
put it
apparently
right next to your best performance award for Troy Shaves His Face from the Black Warrior Film Festival.
Is a little the YouTube plaque. I don't know if we've mentioned this really. I know you've had a picture.
I put it on
of
Facebook.
Yeah, but it's a apparently whenever a YouTube channel hits, is it 100,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
They send you a box, like a display case, and it has a little silver play button in it, like a YouTube play button in it. And I keep telling Troy that he needs to take it out and have it modified into a belt buckle, but he says it's too fancy.
If I get the golden play button,
the million subscribers. And we can do that.
Yeah.
Just, give it another month.
Winding down. Yeah, we got this.
Yeah. YouTube was really slow on that too. They sent it to me because they give you you get something for something like 500,000 views total or something. I think you get that, and then when you get 100,000 subscribers, they send you the silver play button. But they sent that to me when we had 320 subscribers.
I think they only started doing that last year or something like that. Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty recent thing.
Okay, so I guess I was backlogged.
Yeah, maybe calm down.
Yeah, chill out.
No, I'm not I'm not.
Stop making YouTube the bad guy here.
I'm not shitting on our sort of kind of not really employers, the people we contract for, I guess.
Our platform.
I'm just saying it was funny because I didn't realize how many more than 100,000 we had at the time that I got it until I put it on Facebook and everyone was like, you have way more than 100,000.
They should send us a silver play button for each 100,000.
Yeah. That way we can all have one.
Yeah.
We can all have belt buckles.
Yeah.
Matching belt buckles that we wear everywhere.
Yep.
Or have them melted
have
down.
YouTube jackets.
Have them melted down into like championship rings. Like they're melted down into like 5 rings.
Or no, like a wrestling championship belt. Like, like YouTube
we
championship.
Them into a big play button.
Yeah.
Just like a shield.
Yeah. No, a literal shield, that we walk around.
And we
like,
fight the internet trolls with.
Like this is to block the haters. the hater block shield, hater shield.
Use it whenever you want it to be a hater free zone.
Yep. No, just have it implant or
no trolls allowed.
Engraved
trolls.
Engraved with like bright red. It says hate free zone, troll free zone, no haters allowed.
Trolls get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, on our little itinerary thing here, our thing to discuss that was on Friday was, hey, we're shooting Marble Hornets this weekend, so I'm gonna tweak that a little bit and say, hey, we shot some Marble Hornets this weekend. Which I guess we kind of already said because we said we were watching the Kickstarter thing during part of that, but.
Yeah. It says on there it's a very involved shoot. I would agree with that.
Yeah. I mistyped it on the itinerary thing and said very involved shit, but that's also true. I'd say we are, because we're trying to shoot something every day for it because it's very involved, as you might imagine it would be, and it's lots of stuff
the
happening.
Exception being today where we were shipping merchandise as well as doing this podcast.
Yeah, so Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday we shot stuff for it. We're skipping today since we're doing all this other stuff, and we're going back to it tomorrow. I'd say we're a little over halfway done with shooting it.
Probably.
Like 60%.
Yeah.
And then after tomorrow, hopefully we'll be like 95% of the way done.
Yeah.
Now, we have gotten gradually just a little bit more efficient when it comes to actually shooting these things, because we did manage to get everything we wanted to do in the time allotted and didn't have any kind of running over or anything like that. So
we did have a casualty, though.
We did have a casualty.
My glasses went missing. Just
disappeared.
Tim just casually laid them down into a wormhole, I think, and now it's on the other side of the universe.
I just set them down somewhere, and I probably spent a good hour or so searching.
I'd say it was
them.
closer to 2 hours.
It's probably closer to 2 hours, yeah.
And it just, I don't know where they went. So I guess it finally got me off my ass to get another eye exam so I can get more contacts. So, at least something positive came out of that.
Yeah. Didn't you say you don't have vision insurance either?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, I do. Yeah.
Well, eye exams aren't that expensive if you don't have insurance, because I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's like $60 or something.
Yeah,
for an
I think
exam.
when I went and got my
prescription. That's how much my eye exam cost anyway. What the hell?
It was probably for the prescription of getting the glasses, is what the insurance is for too. If you have any information on vision insurance, send an email to podcast@THAC.tv and let us know about it.
I think when I got my new prescription like a year ago or so, with my glasses, eye exam, everything, it was like altogether, frames and everything was like $350, $400 total.
Ooh, wow. I didn't pay that much. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Did you get new frames too?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I got new lenses. I can never remember which one is the most expensive part, the frames or the lenses.
Man, I guess that means I'll have to get more frames now. I have to get new frames because the old ones are gone.
Yep. They
lasted me 5 years. I made 5 years with those things.
Yep. So you got them right as Marble Hornet started, I guess, or right before?
Yeah, it was it would have been December 2008.
Because you were wearing them. I'm pretty sure you were wearing them like when we first met, so that would have been slightly before Marble Hornets.
Possibly, yeah.
Your vision has actually gotten better, though.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mine just keeps getting worse and worse.
Is that even possible? I don't know. Can your eyes correct
apparently,
themselves?
or maybe you just lied during your last exam.
Yeah, maybe
it was a high pressure situation.
And especially the eye doctor that I used to go to, it almost felt like hypnosis because of his voice. Because he had a really low, very southern voice, and he'd get up there and he'd get really close to your ear and he'd go, "Now, number 1 or number 2, or do they look about the same? 1, okay. Number 3, number 4, or do they look about the same? For a good like 10,
30 minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. And, you know,
You just kind of fall asleep.
I kind of had trouble walking out of the office, you know, at the end of that.
Well, did they dilate your pupils?
Yes.
That like relaxes my eyes a whole lot. It makes me feel kind of sleepy too.
Well, they did that after they did the lens test. Like, they basically did it twice, more or less.
That's weird.
Yeah.
They usually dilate them and then do the...
I was like, oh, great, I can see again. And then I walk out in the light, and I'm like, great, I can't see anymore again.
It's weird.
Troy, was it you that told me when it feels like they're blowing the air on your eye, they're actually like
touching it? Yeah.
Touching it. Ugh.
That's, at least for me, it is. That, you know, in the little blue light, they get really close to your eye. It's actually touching your eye.
That's weird.
Because, I mean, your eyes don't have any nerve endings in them, so you can't feel it when they're touched. So they're testing the pressure of whatever stuff's in your eye to make sure. Yeah. Your
eyeball juice.
Your eye juice. So they kind of press your
Wait, there's
eye.
no nerves on your eyeball? Really?
That's why if you look at the sun, it doesn't feel hot or anything.
That would explain.
So don't look at the sun.
There was a friend.
I don't know. When I got the night core and I shined it in my eyes at the highest setting, I definitely felt it burning.
I mean, well, that's a different sensation. There's no like you can't feel on it. Like you don't have any touch on your eye because why would you need that?
It just reminded me of a friend of mine in high school who she would like rub her eye by physically sticking her finger down in her eyelid.
Oh,
yeah, I've seen that. Before.
I'm sure that's
my eyes
perfectly
really
fine to do.
Now.
But
I'm sure it's perfectly not fine to do because your fingers are disgusting.
Yeah, there's a thing.
Also, she had kind of long fingernails, so I'm surprised she didn't scratch anything.
I think there's like a common health tip about that, which is if you want to keep yourself from getting sick very much, don't touch your nose and don't touch your eyes because your hands are so gross that that is the entrance for germs.
Also, don't touch your butt or your willies or your ear. Just don't touch anything. Wear gloves.
Anything.
Walk around just with your hands out in front of you all of the time.
Just cut off your hands.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's better.
You guys have seen like the microscopic crap that lives on you and everything. That's why people are germaphobes. Ugh. Totally reasonable phobia.
I would say that shooting Marble Hornets has made me less of a germaphobe, if anything.
Yeah, I think it might be
have
on
no
that.
choice but to be less of a germaphobe.
Yeah, because like as soon as we crawled around in that tunnel for entry 60, I think it was.
Yeah.
Like any fear of dirt I had up until then was kind of evaporated. Like before that, I was really like, ugh.
Or all the stuff we do in the
asbestos.
Yeah.
And also all the stuff we do in the woods, it's like if we're lying on the ground, you just kind of have to be at peace with all the ticks or whatever kind of creepy crawlies, or as at peace as you possibly can. Cause
I only found one on me.
I didn't find
and
any.
it wasn't embedded.
I didn't find any.
I
found one, and it was after I'd already scrubbed everything.
Yeah,
and it was just like, ugh.
Yep.
But you had like 3 on you just crawling around at one point.
It's really weird. I'm not bothered at all by ticks.
You know, talking about,
I don't mind, or I don't like spiders, but I hate ticks.
It's weird.
Oh, they freak me out.
Well, I mean, I would say you'd have a better reason to hate ticks than most other insects, since they are legitimately invasive.
Yeah.
I will say, bringing back to an earlier point of this being very involved shit, is that one of the things I said this weekend was, if whatever our next project ends up being, if we could write it in a way that involves all talking and no running, that would be really awesome. That would be a nice break.
That's what you get for being the guy who's like, yeah, I'll run. I'll tumble down this hill.
It's just I dug my own grave on that, I guess. Yep. I'll do all this. I'll do stunts, whatever. Because I might have quit smoking a few months ago, but that still doesn't change the fact that I'm still incredibly out of shape. So I'm still just as wheezy as I was before.
Maybe we should have another season of Marble Hornets so we can get you in shape.
We should get all of us in shape.
The new series that got kickstarted is just Get Fit with Marble Hornets.
Yeah. Well, remember there was.
Shh, don't tell them that.
Well, we did say we should delay the final entry for like a year so that we can all just get super ripped. Just like buy as many steroids as you can buy.
Just horse steroids.
Just buy all of them and then just like pump some serious iron, CrossFit and all that shit, and then just show up and just inexplicably for no reason we're all just like incredibly buff.
In the middle of an entry too.
Yeah.
It's like between scenes, it's just huge no-neck muscle monsters.
Yeah, Tim and Joseph are fighting, punching holes through walls.
We go Super Saiyan and
then all of a sudden I just blast through a window and just crush both of you with my feet, and then I just say, I win.
all of our dialogue is delivered like pro wrestling promos, just like. Ugh!
I almost just started spouting off lines from the new entry.
Yeah, let's not go there just yet. So in other news, I guess, in other Kickstarter news, I suppose.
Yeah.
This isn't quite as timely as it was Friday. But
crap.
For those of you that don't know,
just take the audio from last.
Yeah, just cut into that now. Now. You didn't actually do that. Yeah. Anyway, for those of you that are familiar with Batman Spider-Man, and if you're not familiar with it, you should definitely look it up because it's like joy in cartoon form. I mean,
made by the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah. They had a Kickstarter that started, I think, 3 days before ours. They were 3 days ahead of us, and they finished well beyond every single stretch goal they set for themselves, and that is really cool because we got to meet them at Kineticon last year, and they're super nice people.
Yeah.
And
they gave us shirts.
Turns out we're all like mutual fans of each other's things. So we're just like, here, have some of our stuff. No, you have some of our stuff.
Yeah. So big congrats to them. And when we saw them, it was kind of at a time when Batman Spider-Man was
in limbo, I guess.
In limbo, yeah. Like I don't know the details about that, but I heard them talking a few times to people that were up at their table, and it sounded like there was a very good chance that Batman Spider-Man would not be coming back, and I was very, very upset about that. But now we're good.
It's back, baby.
It's going to happen.
So I'm really, really excited about that. And also, this is still timely, actually.
Yeah.
There's another Kickstarter out right now for making a series of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, which is one of my most favorite 2 videos in the world right now.
I've only seen the first one. I need to watch the second one.
So. The first one, in my opinion, is better.
Yeah.
It sneaks up on you better than the second one does. But I mean, it's kind of like...
The second one is still really good. I just prefer the song from the first one.
Yeah. Like, because you know what's going to happen in the second one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what the trick is here, like how it's set up. So it's not quite as out of nowhere hilariously weird, but it's still hilariously weird. It's good. We'll watch it after this. Remind me.
Okay.
I want to watch them again. So they have... I think they're about halfway there.
Ooh.
So, or I don't remember.
I think they have 18 days left as of this recording, something like that.
Yeah, because yesterday we looked at it.
It's in the high teens.
Yeah. And
do you remember what their asking price was?
I think £94,000. Is that what it was?
I thought it was straight up 90.
Maybe it was 90. I don't really remember. It was like 90,000 something pounds, which is about how much in American dollars? Like
150.
Yeah. So that is quite a lofty goal, and they're about halfway there with the halfway there in time too. So
I really want them to do that.
I really am excited to, because I think they're gonna make, I think they said 4 more episodes,
something like that. Yeah,
for it.
But I think that's also have more as stretch goals and things like that.
Right.
So I'm really tempted to do the DVD tier.
Do they have a DVD tier?
Yeah, but they're all like quote unquote handmade DVDs, whatever that is. I guess they like hand make the covers or something like that.
Probably. That seems like
cool.
Seems like a thing they would do, since they're
it's like super high quality arts and crafts.
That's what they're really good at showing. Because I think I don't think the puppets have any names, but the one that's actually a person in a suit is just the hair over their face looks like it's just red yarn that you get at Hobby Lobby.
I mean, all of their reward tiers look really, really cool.
Yeah,
so.
I think I got the I pledged to it and got the I think the poster, because their poster looks really nice.
Yeah,
I wish I could have given more at the time, but I mean, I have gone on a bit of a Kickstarter frenzy lately, because like I ended up doing Batman. I think all 3 of us have done Batman Spider-Man.
Yeah.
On the Marble Hornets Kickstarter, is that like linked to your account? Like, does it show all of the Kickstarters that you've backed to?
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it was my Kickstarter account, then it changed to the THAC account, because they like kind of, it's vaguely threatening when they ask you to set your name for your project, because it's like, set your name for this project, you can never change this ever again. So I was like, I don't want to be Troy Wagner, I'll just be THAC LLC. So my Kickstarter account is now the THAC LLC Kickstarter account. So it says like the 21 things I've bagged on there.
So it can basically be
gotten funded.
I know one didn't. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 that didn't get funded. They were both. Yeah, it was 2, because one was some game about, it was like a Native American style side scroller thing. It looked really cool, but it didn't get like nearly enough nearly enough amount of money. And then Dino Run 2.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Dino Run is a game that is really, really fun, and they're making a sequel, and I don't understand how it didn't get the money they asked for. It's
They were asking for a lot.
I don't really remember what they were asking for, but they...
It was in the hundreds of thousands, I thought.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
High.
Huh. Well, I was very bummed out that they didn't get that money because Dino Run was a really fun game. And still is.
Dino Run will find a way.
Dino Run will find a way. All the other ones, it's kind of... I wouldn't say embarrassing, but it's funny to, like, think I'm someone else looking at the THAC history, and it's like, man, THAC really likes video games. I'd say about 60,
THAC does like video games.
60 or 70% of things that I pledge to have been video games. Other things are like documentary movies and stuff that look
Nerd.
cool.
I'm kind of in a point in my life where I'm more of a video game enthusiast than actual game player. Like, I buy way more games than I actually play, because I'll sit down and I'll be like, I should play a video game today, and then 5 hours later I'm just like, I still haven't played that video game today.
It's kind of weird, our dreams as kids have been fulfilled where, I used to daydream. It's like, one day I'll have a job and I can buy a video game whenever I want.
And I can play it whenever I want. And now that happened, and it's like, I have too many video games.
Yeah. Now we're there, but it's I just don't have the drive.
We didn't consider that aspect of the dream.
I have like 200 games in my Steam library. I'm never going to play those.
It's too bad that my game time on Steam doesn't count the amount of time I try to decide playing a game, because that's probably my most played game. What do I play?
But it's like, I'll still go to like used game stores and things, like, because I still have all the old consoles and things. And then I'll just kind of go, why the hell am I here? Anything I buy here, I'm probably going to play once for about 10 minutes and then forget I have it. And then I'll buy, Tekken 2 or something, and then touch it once and then forget about it.
Yep.
So if anybody wants to buy my old NES games, let me know.
Send an email to podcast@THAC.tv with your offer. We're not going to say what
games
they are.
I do know I have Blaster Master, so if you really want Blaster Master.
Is Blaster Master the one with the sprite struts everywhere? Oh, that's Treasure Master, never mind.
Yeah, that's
Blaster Master is like, part of it is sort of a platformy thing where you're a guy and then suddenly you jump into like this little robot and it goes into like an...
I had a game kind of like that on the NES. It was called Dino Wars. It was really weird because
you have a history with dino games.
Yeah. It's like you have to get to your dino mech. So there's like platforming part where you're the pilot or whatever trying to get to your dino. I don't know why you're outside of your dino mech every time, but
why would you ever be outside of your dino mech? I know.
If I had a dino mech, I would just live in it.
Yeah.
So you have to like get to your dino mech, and then you have another part where you're basically just walking around destroying stuff and fighting other dino mechs.
Would you say that is the better part? Like, is being in the dino mech worth not being in the dino mech? Like, do they feel like tacked on stealth mission type things from modern games or things like that?
I don't know. I can't remember which part was.
It didn't pull the Hulk on you.
No, I mean, this was on the NES, so it was a long time ago, so I can't remember.
Also, you were a kid and you were willing to put up with a lot more back then.
I was willing to put up with a lot of bullshit.
I have this one game the entire year. I guess this is...
It's really weird going back and looking at those old games I played on the NES and realizing that there's one game I played, I cannot remember what it was called, but you were like it was like an isometric game. It was more of a puzzle game than anything. I think it was called... I remembered it, then I forgot it. But it was like an isometric game where you're a little wizard guy walking around, and I watched I guess like a let's play of it or something, like a walkthrough of it one time, and that game, when you know what to do, is like 10 minutes long. And I wandered around that game constantly, and I did not...
Did you have a manual?
No, I didn't have a manual.
I mean, that's kind of like how I was with Tom and Jerry. I just, playing through that again. I was just like, how did I have the patience for this as a 6-year-old?
I'm Googling this right now. I'm putting an isometric wizard game.
I really hope that's what the actual title of it is. Just isometric wizard game.
Solstice. That's what it's called.
Solstice.
Yep. Wow, Google. Isometric wizard game NES gave me the name of it.
If you have any opinions on Solstice, please email podcast@THAC.tv.
It had a really neat look to it. It's it's kind of that's
Whoa,
really...
that was on the NES?
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty neat looking.
Yeah, it was more of a little. It was kind of like a platformer puzzler thing.
I'll put a Solstice screen cap for the thumbnail for this.
Good. No, make it the start splash screen, because it looks really cool. It's just a wizard walking towards you in the dark with magic in his hand.
carrying some magics.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So mysterious.
It had really good music in it too. I mean, really good music is in the
as
main.
Good as
the main menu music. It was pretty rocking. It was pretty rocking. Actually,
pull that sucker up.
Let me pause this and so we can save it and stuff, and I'll play it for you. Be right back. That was pretty rocking music, wasn't it?
It was pretty rad.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting much, and I was very surprised.
Yeah.
Like you said, it sounded like the band Rush on a cartridge.
Yeah, and that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I totally forgot what we were going to talk about after this. Oh yeah, it's we had a slight incident this past weekend.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the reasons why we're re-recording this. Is we were pretty salty at the beginning of
we're a little
weekend.
Grumpy grouches.
Because as some of you might have seen through social media.
I don't know how you couldn't have seen it through social media because we updated like every single one we have about it.
Yeah.
Morph Suits was using some images from our series without our permission to
Morph Suits being the
costume makers, I guess.
I mean, I guess people know what morph suits are. What are they actually called?
Google it, man.
They called like body suits or something.
I don't know.
Morph suits.
Yeah, they're the things that you see at sports events and stuff.
But anyway,
yeah.
They have a Slender Man one, and they were using our images without our permission. It was a big no-no.
Yep.
So we got in contact with them, and they got in touch with us yesterday. A very polite, very apologetic letter saying, they were unaware that they were using them without permission. My guess is they probably just had some intern put together. They were like, hey, find us some pictures.
Yeah.
And they did. So they sent us an apologetic letter. They've gone ahead and removed the images from their website, and all future packaging will not have them on it, which, contrary to what some of our fans wanted us to do, we weren't looking for monetary compensation here.
Well, it's kind of a weird line to walk, because you don't want to be an asshole and say, like, hey, you can't use this for anything at all ever, the end of story, But if you don't do that, then there's like a legal precedent, or someone being like, well, you didn't enforce it with this, so I should be able to do it too.
Especially if you publicly acknowledge that it's happening.
Right. So it's things that you don't like doing, but if you don't do them, they're just going to happen more.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shitty, but that's just how.
And just to clarify, we weren't saying that we own Slender Man.
No.
That is a copyrighted term, and we do not hold the copyright.
Well, that was also a problem with it, was that it said Slender Man on it, and it had our thing on there. It's like, that's the operator. That's not the same thing. That's not.
We just, we wanted to be approached about the use of our images before you just use them.
Yeah.
But, Morph Suits, in my correspondence with the guy that got in touch with us, they are pretty heavily infringed upon as well, because a lot of the market for the Morph Suits and stuff is knockoffs of the thing they made. Because as far as I know, they are the original Morph Suit people.
I guess.
I have no idea. I'm not going to act like I know.
At least they are definitely the ones that popularized it.
Yeah.
So they were very helpful and everything. And they have said, the only thing we asked of them was that they make a public acknowledgement that they did not realize that they were using the images without permission, and that there is no association between us two. And,
no association between Slender Man and the operator, you mean?
Well, between Morph Suits and Marble Hornets.
Oh, okay.
And that is something they are working on right now. So
cool.
Hopefully by the time this is posted, they've already made that
Thanks for being cool about it, Morph Suits. That was it's kind of weird, because you don't expect things like that on the internet to ever end happily.
In fact, I felt a little bad, because I had actually gone on their Facebook as my personal account and made some less than professional comments. I wasn't like swearing at them or anything, although I don't think I used any swears.
I
was pretty aggressive,
though. You were aggressively sarcastic.
Yes. But I've since deleted those comments, because it's really easy when you're in our position, which, you know, in the grand scheme of things is just small content guys.
Just 3 dudes on the internet.
You know, we have a lot of peers that have had their stuff stolen, and, you know, even if they try to fight it, the people are just like, do something about it.
Yeah.
And they just keep selling whatever they're selling.
Good luck fighting our actual legal department.
So it was definitely a case where, you know, what they say about assumptions makes an ass out of you and me. I just assumed that we were about to be in for a fight. So I, you know, the calls came out.
This is also based off of our own experience too.
Right.
So that's
with other things.
So, you know, it's easy to get cynical and think that, well, we're going to have to fight this. But, you know, there was no fight. They immediately recognized that they messed up. They apologized for it, and they took it down. So good on Morph Suits. Very pleased with how they handled the situation. A little ashamed of how I handled the situation. But there's no bad blood between the two entities now.
We can stop our street fights in the middle of the night now.
That's right.
Our street knife fights.
our social media blitz.
Yeah.
Just call it off.
But thank you all of our fans for your support and everything. But it is resolved now. And
you can go back to buying Morph Suits.
Yeah, you can go back to buying Morph Suits, and
it is okay now. We will allow it.
We can move on.
Yeah. Damn it! That means we have to actually work now instead of focusing on that.
Yep.
Darn.
Great. Thanks, Morph Suits, making us work. What a bunch of asses.
Here I was working towards my pre-law degree and everything.
Yep. Well, I think we even talked about that previously in the last recording of this. So, if we ever need lawyers, we live in like the capital of the South. It's just like every single house. Or there's like in downtown Tuscaloosa, which we use downtown pretty lightly there. It's just kind of a smattering of buildings.
It has 1 or 2 taller buildings than usual, than the rest of the town does, and then that's about it. Yeah.
But, so it's just surrounded. Those buildings are surrounded by
old residential houses.
Old residential houses that have been converted into lawyers' offices, and
all of them
are
law offices.
So I'm like, how do you even compete with that? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Do they advertise? Like, do they hire people from the PR department that graduate from here too? Just kind of like they work together.
There's some lawyer dude in like Birmingham. I won't name any names, but that has.
I'm sure he'd like it if you named his name.
That's why I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because he drives me insane. Is he has billboards all over the state.
I'm pretty sure up in like Tennessee
with his
too.
Yeah, when we went to Tennessee, we saw some of him with his stupid face on him, and just.
Does he have
the
commercials
William Shatner
too?
Guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course he has commercials too.
I don't know.
The
I
guy
haven't
that
cable
hired
in years.
William Shatner?
No.
Okay.
That is the Mike Slocum Law Firm.
Yeah.
If you have been in a car accident, please call the Mike Slocum Law Firm.
Whoa, did William Shatner walk in?
Yes, hello, I'm William Shatner. I was on Star Wars.
And now I am here at the Mike Slocum Law Firm.
Hello, you should call the Mike Slocum Law Firm for all of your law needs. Yes, I have to go now. I have to get on my Star Wars ship and fly away to
fight a Star War.
Bye, William Shatner. I love you.
You were good in Battlestar.
I really liked it when you fought the Cyclones.
Shut up.
Oh no, never mind. He was in what was that show?
Earth.
No.
Battleship Earth. Yeah.
Battleship.
Yeah.
He was in Battleship.
No, Battleship Earth.
No, Battleship. He was in the Battleship movie about the Battleship.
Yeah.
The board game.
Yeah.
About aliens.
The e-zine.
.com.
The Yelp review.
Where are we?
I don't remember.
I just know the last note you have on here is those solar roads look pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of over those solar roads.
It's even less topical than it was last week. So
they are pretty cool. Go donate if you want.
They have an Indiegogo. There's solar roads. I don't know if it's all snake oil buffoonery, but
ooh, buffoonery.
Yeah. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Jiggery pokery.
Higgledy piggledy.
Whatever. Get some questions.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, solar roads, those look neat.
Save the Earth.
Save the Earth.
Save the Earth. Okay.
Buy a Tesla.
Let's not get back into that.
No.
Let's not open up that can of worms.
I still really want one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's move on to some questions. So question number 1 is from Katie. Katie asks, "Hi, my cousin is going to the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and I was wondering if you guys had any advice for him since you went there."
Joseph still goes there.
Oh yeah, you do still go there. I just finished. I just barely... Actually, I'm right about at the point where I'm going to start getting student loan bills in the mail, so that's something.
So you've been graduated for 6 months.
Yep.
It just flies by, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yep.
Just like, oh, I'm going to do so many things.
Yep.
Going to get some assets in order. Hey, it's June.
Yep.
Shit.
Now I have to pay a ridiculous amount of money. Like, you don't even know what your minimum monthly payment is, do you? Yep. Are you having to use, like, is it like Fed loan or something?
It's like, it was through like Great Lakes or something like that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Something like that. Whatever the federal stuff is.
Mine was federal. I guess it's just like Fed loan or something. Okay. Good luck using their website. It's really weird.
Oh, yeah.
If your cousin likes football, he'll like it.
If he likes Alabama football,
if he likes Alabama football.
Because I love football and you love football, but I love Auburn football. You love LSU football.
We're just so wacky.
Yeah.
How do we get along?
That's great. How did I go to the University of Alabama and be an Auburn fan? That's just so weird.
How is that possible?
You're pretty brave wearing an LSU hat around here.
How many times have you gone into a commercial place and the dude behind the counter was like, "Oh man, sorry, we can't serve your kind here"?
A lot.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like not for real though, right?
No, not for real.
Okay.
Takes like more than 2 hands to count how many times I've heard that joke.
Yeah. I was at a Walmart one time and they said that, and like, so can I just have this stuff for free? Can I just leave?
Sometime during the last semester, I was walking down the hall and 2 like bro guys were sitting there, and as I walked past, I was wearing my LSU hat because I always wear my LSU hat.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What's this kid doing wearing an LSU hat?" I'm like,
going to school.
Dude, I'm older than you.
It's like, you fucking shithead. I've been able to legally drink longer than you've been able to drive. Don't fucking call me a kid, and also I'll wear whatever the fuck I want.
Football in the South is weird.
People take it really seriously.
I mean, people take it seriously everywhere in the country, but not quite as seriously as it is here. So
it's really weird
totally anecdotal evidence or whatever. Words.
It's just really weird that, elsewhere in the country, it's all about like some kind of pro sport, be it NFL or like Major League Baseball or something like that. But here in the South, it's all like the school football, and that's just really weird.
That's people that didn't go to the school, which is funny since I didn't go to LSU, Troy didn't go to Auburn, but we're still fans.
There's like over 100,000 people end up piling into this town every weekend during the fall, which is not built to handle it all.
The town isn't even built to handle the
people that live here.
35,000 people that go to school here.
Yeah.
Like the only time Tuscaloosa is remotely livable is when school is not in session.
Mm-hmm. Which is right now, so yay.
Yeah, this town's pretty nice this time of year.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I mean, talking about being an Auburn fan, my brother went to Auburn, so Wagner money is there, so I have more of a reason than most.
My grandfather went to LSU.
Yeah, so it's like,
and I was raised by him.
At least someone...
The jobs he got as a result of his degree put me through school.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have more of a reason to root for that team than...
Well, through high school, not college. Yeah. The government's doing that one.
Oh, boy.
Thanks taxpayers.
Thanks, government.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't either.
I'm just going to pretend anything.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to know about adult things.
I don't
Whatever
know anything.
We say is wrong, so...
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Super Nintendo some more. No.
Oh yeah. Any advice for your
don't drive
cousin?
On Saturday.
Yeah. Don't expect to get anywhere on Saturdays during football season. If you're an Auburn or an Alabama football fan, it's fine. It's pretty much like every other college, I guess.
Yeah. Everyone likes to think their big state school is somehow unique, but they're not.
Yeah. It's and if you've been to one state college, you've been to all.
They all have a little bit different flavor, but it's all the same meal.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
And you're probably going to be living in the dorms freshman year.
Don't live in Patey.
To make the most out of your dorm experience in general, and this isn't just here, this is anywhere, but like, don't stay in your room the whole time. Like, go out and do things.
Don't be like me.
Yeah.
Leave your door open. People will wander in. That's a good way to meet people.
Yeah, well, the guy that I got put with, because when I went there when I was a freshman at Alabama, it was when you were required to live on campus your first year.
Now they have so few rooms that you're no longer, you can get that way.
Really?
That lasted for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
But that
because
first
they kept
year,
accepting everyone.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure that they have the minimum ACT score of like 21 or whatever, which is what I got.
Nice.
But I don't know how much they check that. I don't know.
I mean, those things can also be moved a lot by GPA and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was applying to LSU, my SAT scores were high enough to lower the required GPA by something like 0.3 or 0.4. So it was like a 2.6 or 2.7, but I was such a slacker in high school, I still couldn't meet that.
I mean, my ACT score was good enough that I was able to get like the full presidential scholarship thing, but they also didn't really do me any favors because I bounced around majors so many times because I sucked at everything. So by the time I figured out what I was actually doing, I was back on federal loans anyway. So don't do what I did.
Yeah,
don't pick something just because, even though you might suck at it because someone else told you to.
If you play guitar, don't do it on the quad.
But that goes for any school.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah, this is just general college information.
Yeah.
One day when I was walking around, I shit you not, this guy was walking around, long, greasy hair, acoustic guitar, looking around.
Wait, he was just walking, or he wasn't sitting? He was just walking around?
No, he was just walking.
Just
he was
waltzing
walking
around with his...
I think it's because no one was gathering around him while he was sitting, so he was looking for people to acknowledge him. Had this stupid little grin on his face and was barefoot, just walking around.
I mean, that never happens anyway, because we're not in like the 70s where a dude just sits down on the ground and plays guitar and everyone gathers around him. I've never seen that.
He also had, a canvas messenger bag.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hate it when people always say this kind of thing, but like maybe for once he really had just like tossed back a couple tabs of acid earlier in the day or something like that, just chilling out, just like, hey, that seems like a good thing to do.
Maybe. That would explain the smile.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't looking for people to pay attention to him. Maybe he was watching the music float away.
Maybe.
Goodbye, music. I'll miss you.
It makes someone happy.
Go into the wind, little music notes. Go into someone else's ears.
Yeah.
You're too good for this world.
He was probably just walking along campus, just like some kind of music. He thought he was just some kind of musical Johnny Appleseed, just like laying the seeds of musical happiness in people's windows and things. Just like,
no, he was planting music trees.
Go. Yeah, music trees.
They just sprout up and have little music apples. You eat them and you're just the happiest person in the
However,
world.
if he's awesome at saxophone, he should definitely play on the quad.
Yes, there was a woman that was on the quad that would shoot I think it was every Tuesday and Thursday or something like that without fail.
I never actually got to hear her. I've heard legends.
I always did because it was always in between two classes that I had that were on opposite ends of the quad, and she was always practicing saxophone in the middle of the quad, and she was really, really good at it.
Yeah.
And like she always had a crowd just watching. That was pretty awesome. So if you're good at saxophone, feel free to play it outside.
Or really any instrument besides guitar or
drag your grand piano out there.
Yeah.
Whatever those drum circles. What is
a drum
what
circle.
Is that
the box thing?
The box thing.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. I can't remember.
They had one at Best Buy one time when they still had a music section, an instrument section.
Just bring like a full DJ workstation and out there.
Okay,
on
I'm
the
gonna
quad.
see. I'm gonna see if Google knows this one. Hold on.
Okay.
Box.
It got it on the first result, didn't it?
Yeah.
With the
for Solstice. Yeah.
Drum circles box thing.
you're using percussion.
Percussion.
Okay. Drum wooden box.
Yep.
There it is. Cajon. Cajon.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure. Let me ask Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, get a pronunciation.
There's a little. Is that tilde over the O?
No,
there?
it's not a tilde. I don't know what that accent mark is.
Cajon.
Nice.
K-A-H-O-N-E. It says.
So, yeah, don't play it.
It is a 6-sided percussion instrument originating from Peru. So they're really fun to play because you just sit on them and smack them, and there's snares behind the wood part that you're smacking, so it vibrates the snares. So it sounds kind of like a snare drum, and you can also hit it in all these other sides.
Why don't you have one?
That's a good question. I wanted to buy the
that
one
could
that
be
I
your
saw at Best
computer
Buy.
chair.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, now Best Buy doesn't sell musical instruments anymore. Probably because they were like, oh wait, we're Best Buy. No one comes here to buy musical instruments.
They did have sweet synthesizers there that we'd always go and screw around with.
They were pretty good.
They had some vocoders that we'd play with a lot. They were great.
It was the microKORG with the vocoder, and then the Roland Gaia was the other big one.
The Roland Gaia didn't have a vocoder though.
No, it was just awesome.
Yeah, there was another one. It was some other Korg. It was the black one that had the vocoder on it, but I can't remember what model it was.
Yeah, but now they don't do that. Now it's just kind of where they toss all their leftovers.
Yeah, it's the clearance section, I think. So yeah, all their leftovers.
Yeah.
There's like, you said there's such thing as like a battery powered amp that you can like put on your belt, right?
Yeah.
So you get one of those vocoder synthesizers, put it in that amp, and then just like go to class with that and talk through it.
Well, that would be a tall order just because of how big the actual synthesizer would be.
No, just get a microKORG, a little bitty one.
It's not that little.
It's pretty small. It's like the size of. It's
just
like
put it in your backpack.
It's like maybe twice the size of this envelope catalog I have the microphone sitting on right now.
So just carry like an actual old modular synthesizer around with you, just like a huge cabinet, just like stick it in the back.
Get one of the originals that took up like an entire room.
Yeah.
I would no joke, I'd really love to have one of those, like for real.
Go
but I don't have any money.
Go drag that onto the quad and play it there. That'd be pretty awesome.
Joseph had to get up to let the kitty out.
Bye, kitty. I'll miss you.
She was upset.
She was crying.
As far as tips for college goes for your friend, specifically for Alabama, it's if you just Google what to do in college or what not to do in college, will probably apply to Alabama too.
Probably, yeah. That's about.
I don't know that we did it particularly well, so I don't know how effective our advice would be.
We're not particularly eloquent people. We can't talk well.
Just as with everything, the best advice I can give is don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's just general life advice.
Yeah, well, I say that because one time I was walking to it was like a Friday before a football game, so I don't know if the person that I'm talking about was a actual student or not, but just one dude just walked by me when I was on the way like to the library, which is like in the middle of campus. He walked by me, he just stopped me and goes, "Bet you got made fun of in high school."
What?
Nice.
I said, "Excuse me?" And he said, "I bet you got made fun of in high school," and walked away. And that was that.
Should have just said, "Bet you get made fun of now."
On this podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to make fun of you like 4 years later.
What's his name? Everyone can make fun of that guy.
I'm pretty sure he was a mildly drunken football fan. I'm not sure. He looked kind of
Dick
older.
Jerk. That was his name.
Dick Jerk, yeah.
Richard Jerk
face.
I've never shot someone a super obvious double bird in public before until that. Like I wish you could see this right now, but I basically did this.
Did you actually?
I mean, I didn't make that exact face, but like I just behind his back I did that.
Oh. Well, it wasn't super obvious if it was to his back.
No, I didn't do it to his face. I was just completely shocked by what just happened. So that was all I could think of to do.
One time when my grandfather was an undergrad at LSU, he was wearing like his school sweater, his high school sweater, and I guess former student of the rival high school was driving along, stopped his car, got out, and made my grandfather take off his high school sweater because of the high school rivalry.
What?
I'd be like, fuck off.
I asked my grandfather what it is. He's like, well, I took it off, and then when he left, I put it back on.
That kind of sums up football rivalries.
Yep.
Perfectly.
But it was high school, which is even funnier. And this is going to be back in like...
Oh, I thought you were saying like your grandpa, like how, like his age now and a high school person.
No.
I was like, that guy is a real dick.
Oh, no. I would be much angrier if someone did that to my grandfather now, because he's the nicest old man in the world.
I thought you were saying that. And
No. When
really
he was in college back in like the 50s.
Okay. I was really concerned for a second. I was like, man, that guy is a piece of shit.
Real piece of shit.
So yeah, I think we've exhausted that topic. So let's move on to the next one.
By not talking about it at all.
Yeah. Kyle asks, do you three ever get sincerely mad at each other? Like, rawr, I hate you mad? The answer to that is no. But the main reason I put this in here is because underneath that in the email it says, sent from Pop-Tart.
And we thought about that for a second, and we realized that it's probably the name he gave his
his device.
Yeah, he gave his device, like when you name it on your when you link it up to your home network or something. It says, name this device, and mine's always something boring like Troy's PC or something.
Nerd.
But then that begs the question, like, why did he name it Pop-Tart of all things?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't
Did
you?
he have
My
like
PC's name is Greeble.
Did he
actually? So is my phone's name.
Maybe he has like a dead relative that was very close to him, whose name was Pop-Tart, and so he named it after that person.
Old Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Grandpa Pop-Tart.
Grandpa Pop-Tart.
Is your phone named Greeble Jr.?
No, they're both named Greeble.
Huh. I would have just made it Greeble II or Greeble Jr.
I didn't think about it. I think I actually named my my phone that first, and then when I built my PC and was naming it, I just was like, I name it this thing, and it's a fun word.
Actually, the only things I ever named are like when I get a tablet or something, I name it something stupid so I know which one it is on the network. But anytime I get a new computer, it's something boring. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I think my DS is just named like Joseph's DS.
I think my like Nexus tablet is like Flat Pewter or something, like Computer Junior or something like that.
I think I might have named my tablet Turd Lord, but I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Name it Butt Dweeb.
Turd Butt McDweeb Lord.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for sending that from your Pop-Tart. And,
well, I think I also like to think that they have an
actual Pop-Tart,
a phone case that looks like a Pop-Tart, but is actually just an actual Pop-Tart that's been hollowed out and expanded slightly to put a phone in.
Frosted or unfrosted?
Doesn't matter.
Frosted. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Both are fine. I'll take either one.
Yeah.
I'll take an unfrosted strawberry if I have to.
That's weird.
Well, I also used to microwave Pop-Tarts. I don't know why.
I've done that before just because I didn't have access to a toaster. But desperate times come for desperate measures.
They just kind of melt apart when you pick them up. Then they're just really moist and weird.
That's why you only microwave them for like 3 or 4 seconds, is what it says in the package.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time.
Just do them for 3 minutes.
I think I did them for like 15 seconds or something. So they were like liquid when you got them out.
One time I had I think it was like a bagel or something. It was like a fresh bakery one or something like that.
Did you microwave a bagel?
Well, this was like at my parents' house, and it would just back when I was 13 or something like that, and I microwaved it for like a solid minute and a half because I didn't really know the rules of microwave, and then I just bit into it and I almost broke a tooth. I was like, Dad, why is this bagel so hard? You just got it yesterday, right? And he was like, how long did you microwave it? I said, a minute and a half. And he was just like, good job, idiot.
Well, even I knew not to microwave a bagel. That's just bastardizing a great thing.
I learned that, like, now I know that.
Yeah.
I know that now as an adult who has done things with microwaves.
That's
just kind of something I always knew, though, was you don't microwave a bagel because that's weird.
Well, excuse
How else are you supposed to warm it up if you want it warm?
Toaster?
That's dumb.
Then it'll toast it. I don't want it crunchy on the outside. I just want it a little warm on the inside.
Put it out in the sun.
It's nighttime. Dick.
Why are you eating a bagel at night, weirdo?
Because I was hungry. We were out of Cocoa Pops. Next question. What is the website you got the Craig Digsby mustache on?
I don't remember. Just a
website that no longer will ship mustaches to us, apparently.
Well, no, I got the new one from another website.
I'm talking about the original one.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, like Mustache X.
That disappeared after GMX.
Yeah, that did. Well,
another thing that vanished.
Yep.
So
it's with your glasses.
Yeah.
It's in your with your glasses floating through the infinite void.
The replacement mustache is not exactly the same as the original one, but it's close enough. I would say it's close enough.
Oh, we modified it a little bit, but you can usually find mustaches and stuff on like wig or theater wig websites. They usually have mustaches. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but they're out there.
It had something like stage in the name, so that narrows down.
That narrows down a whole lot. Yeah.
It's actual human hair, right?
Yeah, which is just weird to me. I really hope it's human hair from someone's face or their head, nowhere else. It's actually just a mustache made out of someone's armpit hair.
What if you were a
butt hair.
Human hair donor for mustaches, but after you shave, you realize for some reason you really need your mustache, so you order it, and it's your mustache?
Bum, bum. How would you know it's yours?
Come on.
Everyone knows
Would you
mustache.
not know your mustache?
Everyone knows a part of themselves.
Because if it's yours, like, I don't know if you knew this, but like if it's made of your hair and you stick it on your face, it's just going to automatically fuse back to your
It tries
skin.
to go home.
Yeah. So if you do that, then you'll get your mustache back, and it'll be real.
You'll get a stash refund.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you can put your mustache in storage for future use if you find the need to do so.
I actually just have a storage room full of mustache, and just in case I ever lose all my, just in case I ever lose my hair, like they're all in different configurations like Fu Manchus and handlebars and all that stuff.
It was good. If you need any more mustache advice, feel free to contact us at podcast@THAC.tv. I think we've kind of fallen back on the whole mustache news thing over the last few, haven't we?
Yeah.
We haven't had any kind of mustache news. Or some kind of mustache-related feature.
It's just not been a hot topic recently.
They've just been out of the public eye for a while.
It's been more of a Spencer's Gifts lately. I don't know if it's our Spencer's. Are those everywhere? Those are everywhere, right? Those are like a mall staple, aren't they? Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if it was like a Southern store or something.
It was right next to the Lens Crafters I had to go to get my new contacts yesterday, but luckily,
Did you go pick up a Fred shirt after?
Luckily I couldn't see it on the way in, so it didn't bother me so much because
hilarious novelty edible panties or something.
Delicious.
We saw a whole bunch of like high school aged kids walking into one talking about how they wanted to check out the beer pong special they had going on. They had like blacklight beer pong or something.
Oh boy,
like, that just sounds hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of beer pong or anything.
I'm not a drinking game type person.
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm not either.
Because I've had many a bad experience with them, and I've learned my lesson now.
I haven't even had any bad experiences. They're just not. It's just never been that fun for me for some reason. I don't know. It's never been my bag.
I don't know. I like beer pong. It's all right.
Beer pong's all right if you, depending upon how much beer is in each cup.
And also what kind of beer.
What kind of beer it is and how clean the ping pong ball is. I played it with Steel Reserve and
that was pretty bad.
It's not like Natty Light or something.
Steel Reserve is pretty bad. I would actually put it worse than Natty Light.
I've actually never had Steel Reserve, so
it's pretty bad. Milwaukee's best is Milwaukee's terrible too.
Terriblest, most terrible.
I don't know. Milwaukee's best is probably the most flavorless of those crappy beers. I would say. Quit popping that.
Shut up.
You can hear it.
I'm hot.
No, I mean, I don't know. Is it popping because you're pushing on it or something?
It's probably just the electrical current since they're both plugged into the same outlet. I'm
getting some kind of it was clicking for a minute. So
is it done now? Can you hear that?
It's a nice bassy little rumble there.
Okay, I've cooled off. The problem is most of the environments where you get to play beer pong are dumb.
Yeah.
Same with Flip Cup. It's a fun game, but normally the parties where you find them are not that fun.
Which one is Flip Cup again? Is it just
one where you put the cup on the edge and you flip it? Yeah, what kind of fucking question is that?
You take an upside down cup, put it on the edge of a table, and you try to flip it right side up, then you drink a lot.
That sounds like you'd spill beer everywhere that way.
It's right side up, and you try to flip it onto its top.
Oh, I played it the other way around, though.
That sounds fucking hard.
Yeah, it was.
Were you playing with a bunch of 18-year-olds that had no idea what they were doing?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. It was. Well, now you've incriminated yourself. Way to go.
We were drinking water. Yep. We were definitely drinking water and not vodka, straight vodka.
Oh.
Just kidding. God. Just kidding. That didn't actually happen.
You're fucking dumb.
It was.
I mean, we did play that Flip Cup, but it was not with straight vodka. It was with water. Yes. Because I would never ever imply
or never condone such a thing.
Yeah.
Never condone underage drinking.
Yeah. Although
it's only underage here at 18. If you're 18 in a different country where the age of drinking is 18, whatever.
It was absolutely alcohol then.
Were you in another country when you were playing it?
Yeah, I might as well have been. I was in
You're
whatever.
Under oath.
I was in whatever.
THAC.
I was in whatever country you're listening to right now. If it's legal to drink when you're 18.
If not, it was water.
Mm-hmm. If not, it was water. Yeah. The first alcoholic drink I ever had was a shot of vodka, and I did not know what that was like. Like, I did not know anything about. I didn't know anything about.
I'm not a shots guy.
I'm not either. And everyone was just like, 1, 2, 3, take it. And I was like, okay. And I drank it, and I thought I was going to puke. Like, immediately thought I was going to vomit.
I'm not really a hard liquor guy. I'm definitely a beer person.
I'm definitely a beer guy.
You're definitely not post national championship.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I am no longer post Vegas. I am no longer a whiskey type guy either for that same reason.
Yeah.
Whiskey, you can't get the taste of opposite direction whiskey out of your brain ever. Right. Once you've had it,
let's stop talking about our drinking stories.
It is.
Partly because it's lame, and partly because I'm starting to feel a little ill just remembering.
I'm just saying, be careful, kids. That shit is disgusting.
This goes back to the whole college advice question.
Yeah. See, I'm making...
Have self-control, please.
It is a theme.
You will thank yourself.
Don't be the one who has to be babysit at the party because everyone hates you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't be the one who has to be carried home. Don't be the one
And if you don't drink much before then, you don't try to keep up with the people that
pre-gamed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the year I did $1 Million Band, had a bunch of first-time drinkers trying to keep up with me and some of the other 20-somethings. Not to even say that I'm a heavyweight. It's just compared to someone that's never had any alcohol before, I'm a heavyweight. I'm like a superweight. And I'm not. I'm just a, I guess, regular
I'm probably on the
weight.
same level as the people you're talking about still.
Yeah.
I
have mass to me.
I'm just a little wimpy guy.
These are like toddlers trying to drink. So moderation, people.
Don't let your toddlers drink.
I thought you just said what we were talking about was lame.
It is lame. We're giving advice now.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this was a two-parter question. It said, also, IDK, if you see this, please answer it, not on the podcast. Shit. Next question. This is from Tim. Says, so in the new podcast, Troy...
They spelled that wrong. It should be Posdcast.
Yes. And by new, they mean not the mini-sode, but the last long one, I guess.
Was it? Because it's about...
Is it? Or
it's
I don't
about
remember.
Godzilla.
Oh yeah, the Godzilla. So yeah.
It was the mini.
In the last podcast, Troy said if you put the wrestlers in giant monster outfits and put tiny buildings around them, that's Godzilla or something. And Tim said that would leave out the best part of wrestling, which is the promos. Well, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there is a wrestling organization called Kaiju Big Battle. It looks like it should be Battle, but it's spelled Battel.
And that's how we've seen it spelled on
multiple people have sent us this, and it's all been spelled that way, so I guess that's just the way it is. Yes. Which is basically exactly what you described. It's wrestling in giant monster costumes with tiny buildings around them, and it's got promos and ongoing storylines too. Since Tim didn't like Godzilla, this might be a good substitute.
At first, that sounded like a weird idea.
It sounded like it was going to be the idea would be better than the execution, but whoa, man.
American Beetle is my hero.
American Beetle is pretty awesome.
I want a poster of American Beetle to put on my wall.
We should look for that.
So if
find American Beetle,
listeners, if wrestling with like if you ever watched like a WWE thing and were like Stone Cold's pretty cool, but it would be better if he was dressed like a giant crab monster. Be sure to check out Kaiju Big Battle. It's pretty awesome.
Battel.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like I thought they would just be surrounded by like these nicely made wooden cityscapes and stuff.
They're in like a pentagon,
they're not
octagon. That's what the UFC uses, right? Octagon.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in like that with.
I don't know. UFC is weird. And it's just all wrestling, and it even looks like goofier than other wrestling.
They even say stuff like he's powered up or he's regenerated.
Yeah, so it's like they're just kind of have both of their hands are up in the air and they're kind of trying to push against each other. So it's like it's even goofier looking than actual wrestling on purpose
in the best way possible.
In the best way possible, because I mean I can't imagine you can see very well in those things anyway.
Yeah, and it's all like I love that it's all in character, like you said, with all like he's regenerating or he's coming up from the depths or whatever. Just
they actually have a pool on one side of the
it's like a children's pool.
Yeah, and he just kind of rises out of it through like an elevator, like
which I mean that's something they do in actual pro wrestling too. They do things like that sometimes. Like I think it was Undertaker shot up from underneath the ring and pulled someone under it because he's the Undertaker.
I thought you were about to say he was like shot out of a cannon.
No,
it just kind of flew
although
over
there
the
was
ring.
One time where I think it was him choke slammed somebody else through the ring, and the announcer said, "My God, he's choke slammed him straight to hell."
Oh my!
I feel so bad that I missed this golden age of wrestling announcers.
Well, with the WWE.
Well, now you can for only $9.99 a month. You too can experience the golden age. Golden age.
You getting your money's worth out of that?
I kind of fallen behind lately, but
for those that don't know what we're talking about, it's the subscription-based WWE.
Yes, and it's if you're into wrestling, it's a really awesome thing to get because if they don't have it on there, it's just because that they don't have it on there yet. Like, they've put everything on it, just
even the old commercials.
Yeah, like
didn't you say if the commercial was like sponsored by WWE, like it's still in there?
Yeah, like Macho Man Randy Savage's old Slim Jim commercials are in there because the very first one, it just has him holding a bag, just like, chips. Need the beef, need the spice. But it goes all the way back to the very first episode of like Monday Night Raw, which was in like 1993, and they've been doing it every Monday since then.
Do they live stream their like current shows?
They don't live stream the current TV shows. I think each episode of the TV show is up, I think it's 2 weeks after it airs. But the big thing is the pay-per-views, because it has all of the pay-per-views on there, like all the way back to the first WrestleMania, which was like in 84 or something like that. And now whenever the new ones come out, that's one of the big draws for it, is that all of the new pay-per-views, which would normally cost like $60 each, and there's like 12 of them during the year, you just pay this $10 a month subscription fee, and you get all of those. And you get to live stream them as soon as they come out.
So you do get to live stream the pay-per-views when they're...
Yeah,
just
you can
not
live stream the
regular show.
Yeah, you can live stream the pay-per-views, not the actual TV show. I'm not sure why that is. It probably has something to do with whatever deal they have with cable providers.
Probably.
Whatever channel it is that they're on.
I just like it because it's almost setting the... They're taking the jump against, cable providers holding their leash. Mm-hmm. They're doing what HBO is afraid to do right now.
Kind of, yeah. And
if HBO Go was just available by itself,
don't hold your breath.
I would get in a second, in a heartbeat.
It's kind of like
although a lot of HBO's older shows are on Amazon Prime now, so that's that's a step.
Maybe I should get Amazon Prime. I did it, but then like something happened with my card, and they shipped whatever I was ordering through Prime, but I didn't actually have a membership.
So, I mean, now they have like first couple seasons of Boardwalk Empire, and then they have like The Sopranos and The Wire and all that kind of stuff on there. So that's pretty cool. But like, with the WWE thing, like not only do they have all of their shows, but since they bought WCW, they have all of the WCW shows and pay-per-views too. And like, they're doing this kind of thing where they have live stream exclusive programming too, and they're doing this thing where it's like their show called the Monday Night Wars, but then whenever they put that up, they put up both of the episodes of those shows like that were airing at the same time.
How long do you think until they put video game character wrestling on there?
Who knows?
Was that called Video Game Championship or something?
I think, it's like Video Game Championship Wrestling.
They should license that. Just tell us a little about that.
What they should do. Sorry, what they should do is. It's one of those tragic things where it's going to be impossible to do something like that because of all the copyright stuff.
Right.
But
it's a really funny concept.
It's magical
on Twitch TV. I've never seen a Twitch chat as unified as in that channel. But it's this guy. I can't remember his channel. It's like Baza and then some numbers. Just look up VGCW, and there's an entire website dedicated to it that follows like the stories and everything like that.
Video Game Championship Wrestling is
they just use whatever the newest like WWE video game is, and they have a bunch of custom models in there for video game characters and video game pop culture references and stuff like that.
Is that where Squirtle Squad came from?
Squirtle Squad was
from the cartoon.
From the cartoon.
Well, I mean, like, because I saw a picture from a wrestling game where they had like 4 guys that were straight up made into Squirtles, and they were Squirtle Squad.
That's entirely possible. But yeah, it's pretty great because it's basically they just let it be computer versus computer and let all the story stuff play out like it does, like it would normally and everything. But it's just video game characters.
I'm guessing each of the video game characters are based on an actual model and moveset up from the game.
No, actually.
That would be awesome. Like Sonic is Stone Cold and
they actually
Mario is The Rock.
They have, I think in the newer games, they actually have like move editors and stuff like that.
Well, so they've always had those move editors, but you could also do like presets.
So all of the characters have like custom move sets, And when they can, like, their nicknames are as relevant as they can be to the characters, so the announcers are still yelling like for the characters and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I've only watched like one stream of that, and I was like, this is something that should never stop. Yeah,
it's art.
It's the best idea ever.
So Kaiju Big Battle and now Video Game Championship Wrestling. We're just keep plugging things.
Yep.
And WWE Network, I guess. That one's not free though. Next question is from their email said Mad Meow, but everything else said Made Mao. I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be. But I'll just go with Mad Meow. Says, was Marble Hornets at all inspired by the Blair Witch Project?
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
I've seen it. It's a pretty good movie for what it is.
Is it? I mean,
I'm sure in some way, whether intentional or not.
If it was, it has solely been from something that happened at one point that kind of filtered down through other media and eventually hit us, because that two of us haven't seen it and one of us has seen it a really long time ago.
Yeah,
so.
I saw it quite a while ago. It scared the shit out of me, but I mean, it was cool because it was like the first ever found footage thing that and it was the
first really big one.
It did such a good job with it that everyone thought that it was real and everything. That the actors that played the characters in it actually went into hiding for like a few months after the movie came out so that everyone would think they were dead. It was pretty funny.
The found footage aspect of Marble Hornets, though, that wasn't necessarily inspired by the Blair Witch. That was more just out of convenience for us because of the equipment we were using, and our personnel was two guys.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, like, I mean, I know that the found footage thing had been done before Blair Witch and stuff like Cannibal Holocaust, but that's not going to be on Netflix anytime soon because it's Cannibal Holocaust.
Or
I don't even know what that is.
Or Man Bites Dog.
Is that a Rob Zombie movie?
No, it came out in the 80s and it was supposed to be. It was like these explorer people that were going into the Amazon to investigate some tribe, and it gets really dark and really violent and really gross.
Oh, that's the one where they actually had...
The director had to bring forth the actors out of hiding to, like, when he went to court so that he wouldn't get actually accused of, like...
murder.
Didn't they actually kill animals, though?
I think they might have, or at least some of them.
Yeah, because they had some like legitimate animal rights cases against them.
Yeah,
I think I remember hearing.
But there's some stuff that's a little too graphic for me to repeat here. But it's that one ain't going up on Netflix anytime soon, I don't think.
Man Bites Dog is on Netflix though.
Wait, is it?
I think so. That's where I watched it. And that's definitely a found footage type thing from the 70s, I think.
Really? I thought it was like 1990 or something like that.
Let me ask Google.
It's a little newer than that. That's another one that I keep meaning to watch, but I keep forgetting about it. But once you've Googled it...
1992, you're right.
Nice. So, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about Man Bites Dog then, since...
I mean, it's a French movie, I think. It's in black and white. And it's
okay, say no more. No, just go ahead.
They set it up like they're filming a documentary on an actual serial killer, and they're trying to be fly on the wall with it and everything, and it just kind of goes...
the serial killer kills them?
You'll see. It's
kind of played as it doesn't it kind of start off as more of a black comedy kind of thing, and then it's slowly
it's definitely doesn't take itself too seriously. It's like eventually if you don't want to hear this,
it's a 22-year-old
minor plot detail about it before you watch it. It's eventually the filmmakers get a little too involved. It's basically what happens.
It sounds neat.
It's very neat. It's a very neat movie. So yeah, I guess Cannibal Holocaust would be one of the first.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the first, but it was up there. But
who knows? There's always. I saw a picture the other day that was the first mirror selfie or something from like the 1800s. So
would you call Spinal Tap found footage? It's shot in the documentary style.
It's more a mockumentary.
I mean, it is a mockumentary. I'm just saying, how far are we going to stretch the...
I think that might actually be, if not the first mockumentary, it was one of the very first.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it.
It's great.
One day I will.
It laid the groundwork for all those other Christopher Guest movies he did later on, which are also awesome.
But not as good as Spinal Tap, I hear.
No.
Yeah.
Although Best in Show is pretty good if you ever get a chance to see
Best in Show is really good too.
Didn't he also do Waiting for Guffman?
He did Waiting for Guffman. He did A Mighty Wind. He did Best in Show and For Your Consideration. Yeah. I'm not sure if he's done anything more recent than that, though. But last question here. Robbie says, I would love to know what fonts you guys use for the To the Arc entries. Is it fonts, or is it just the one?
Just a font. If they're talking about the kind of camcorder-looking font, that is a font made by a guy who lives in New York that I've talked to a little bit. He's a really cool guy. I cannot remember his last name, but his first name is Bjorn, Bjornn, I think it is. He has a website. If you Google camcorder font, his might be the first one that pops up.
If you want to send me his name or whatever, I can link him in the description later.
We can Google it right now, though.
His last name, or just
Google
link it in
his
the description.
Website. People don't read the description. You know this.
His website is Bad Mean Good.
Bad Mean Good.
.com. I'm pretty sure he's an artist based in New York, and that's one of the things he has. It is not free.
Yeah.
And if you want,
although you didn't know that at first, because it was originally free, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's something we can elaborate on a little later when we have more time. But yeah, I mean, it is not a free. It is not a free font right now, because I was talking to him and he said that people got a little liberal with their usage of it, so he's having to charge for it now.
Again, going back to the whole copyright infringement stuff.
Yeah. So it is very not free if you're using it for commercial purposes, like we technically are.
Because it was like big name people were using it.
I think Jay-Z, I think it was, used it without permission, and all these people that have definitely the means to pay for a commercial license for it were taking it from him. So he was forced to. When I was talking to him, he was kind of forced to make it very obvious that to use it commercially you have to pay this amount of money, and we have.
Yes.
So we definitely
he
went ahead and did
all that. We didn't realize that that it had been made not free anymore, so we apologized, we paid him and everything, and
he's a really cool guy.
He was kind of surprised too. He's like, nobody ever comes up and like apologizes for taking something from me.
Yeah, we had it before we knew it cost, and I just sent an email being like, look, if for any reason you have found Marble Hornets and saw that we're using your font, I did not know that it was a commercial payment type thing, because I was kind of confused by the wording on the website, and there wasn't any mention about commercial use. It just said free. So I sent him an email being like, I'm sorry, I will pay. I'm paying for the commercial version now. Please don't hate me. Yeah. So, and he messaged me back being like, holy shit, I never had this happen before. So he's a cool guy. I was very happy to pay him for that.
We sent him some DVDs, didn't we?
Yeah, we sent him some DVDs.
They took
and a
forever to get
t-shirt
to him too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We should send him a box set whenever they're done or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I think I'm pretty sure the font we have on the front of the season 3 DVD is his too. I'm pretty sure.
I think it is.
We should add that to the THAC mission statement. THAC, we give you what you pay for. We also pay for things that we're supposed to.
We pay for things that you made.
That you're letting us use.
Yeah.
So, yeah. New THAC mission statement. We should put that on the website. Speaking of the website, I just remembered this. Quick THAC.
We forgot
update.
to record this last time.
Yeah.
Another reason we're doing this.
Help if you listen just for the THAC updates and you stopped before this, shame on you. Although I completely understand, it's fine. Go do whatever you need to do. We'll be here when you come back.
Just pause it.
Another quick little THAC update. We went ahead and put our con schedule, our convention schedule, on the THAC.tv website. It's just like a little link.
It ain't nothing fancy.
It's nothing fancy. It's just a little link there because
it has the link to the websites for the conventions too, right?
Yep. It has all the website links and everything because I just...
So right now, since we were already on the subject, we might as well just go ahead and say the ones that we are currently scheduled for right now. First, we are going to be at Anime Blues Con in Memphis, Tennessee from June the 20th through 22nd. Then we're going to be from July 10th through 13th, we're going to be in Kineticon in Hartford, Connecticut. September 5th through 7th, we will be at MidoriCon in Oregon or Ohio. Not the state Oregon. There's a town in Oregon, or there's a town, not in the state Oregon. There's a town in Ohio called Oregon, because I originally posted about that on Tumblr, and there were a lot of people from or around Oregon that got really excited, and so I just took the Oregon.
Their hearts.
So I just took the Oregon part out, and I just said it's in Ohio, and then when they clicked it, they could see where in Ohio it was. And then October 24th through 26th, we're going to be in our old
Stomping
ground Geek Media Expo at Nashville, Tennessee. And then from October 31st through November 2nd, we're going to be at MetaCon in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
We have a couple more that we're communicating with, but
a couple more maybes.
In stone, but we will update the website as they are finalized.
Probably mention it on the podcast too, depending upon what it is. So that is our current solidified schedule. Like, we are definitely going to all those. There could be more, and if you want us to come to one around you, do whatever you can to get us there, because we don't have
pester your conventions.
They can reach us at, we don't actually have a specific con email here. We are listed on Con Heroes.
If you want to contact the guy in charge of that.
Is that conheroes.com?
I think it's conventionheroes.com, but I'll check.
I'm pretty sure it's just Con Heroes. But also there is a Troy at THAC.tv, Joseph at THAC.tv, and Tim at THAC.tv if you want to contact, send anything to those addresses as well.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is conheroes.com is what we are. It's our current flag we fly for that.
So you can find us on there. You can find us on the internet with email addresses.
All kinds of
just whatever email you find on the website, just go ahead and send it to that.
We check them all like every day.
Still haven't been, we
gotta get to the West Coast, guys.
Gotta get to the West Coast. Keep getting messages from people in the UK, and it's
that'd be really cool.
That'd be super cool.
That'd be fantastic.
Just whatever conventions you got, just bug them. Just keep poking them.
Or direct them,
or just email them.
Direct them works too. If they need websites or anything, just direct them to Con Heroes. Say the one that says Marble Hornets.
Yes, Do that.
It's those guys. So let's wrap this up. I guess.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being patient, since this was obviously a delayed podcast. And thank you for listening. And we will talk to you again next week after next.
Whatever.
Bye-bye.
Bye.